Well, hey there guys and girls. Well, on this particular episode of Let's Repair the Fiat Panda, I have successfully managed to completely rebuild all of the bits inside the hub. So the hub's all now complete. You know how that's coming out. All the brakes are built. All back together again. I've got new hoses on as well, which is nice. I have not yet bled the brakes because the brakes are not yet connected up. The pipes along here are all connected. I think this one's still loose. Oh no, it's not. I did tighten that one up, sorry. So that one's all connected up. I've not bothered undersealing the whole arch because I don't think there's need for it. The original factory underseal is not failing at all, so I've just gone over like the seams and things and where any bits where it has been failing. I've yet got to fit all of the bits, the plastic trim in, fit the little hole grommet in. I've got undersealed where all the strut top is because it was failing a little bit up there, so that's all been undersealed. I have actually used the Hammerite underseal, but I've also mixed Waxol in with it to make it so it doesn't crack, because all the work I did on my car up there, Project Talon, the Sizzly 4x4, all the underseal's cracked on that now and it's all starting to flake off, so I've got to redo the whole thing, which is never fun. Oh, they are really full of grease. It's all squidged out. Yeah, so not fun at all. But yeah, anyway, that's that all complete and done. It's all together and all bolted up. Really nice. Tighten the hub nut up. I've not yet knocked the little thing, and this is a second-hand hub nut, sadly. You're supposed to replace them, but it is tight to the correct torque setting. So I've just got to knock that little groove in there. Thankfully it's the other way around. So hopefully it'll work. That nut did actually come off another Fiat Panda, so I'm not really fussed how it looks as long as it does the job. So yeah, basically this is done. The whole of the thing is done. Front wheel arch completely done. I'm not going to bother doing any more with this. It is rusting here, look, as you can see, but I have just covered it in underseal, so hopefully it does stop it rusting any more than it is doing. The effect of this car is rust, so I'm trying to save it as best as I can bottom wise, but top side it can rust as much as it wants, as long as it doesn't come in holes. So when I get a big patch come, I'll just sand it down and clear lacquer over it, and just keep doing that over and over again. I was getting some rust come through from the inside of the arch, but I have managed to nip that in the bud, so to speak, and I've undersealed all inside, so that stopped that from getting any worse. But basically, yeah, this is done now. I have also, although I didn't video it, sorry guys, you'll notice that the leaf spring now has been changed. I haven't got the snapped off bit there anymore. This was a pig of a job to do, but it works. I had to burn the original, you get in to see where it is. Where is it? It's there somewhere. Using the screen to see what I'm doing. Yeah, that thing there. This rubber. I had to sit the blowtorch on that to try and burn it out of the other one because the bolts had just seized into it. So I just sat there. It must have been on for about half an hour to burn the thing out, but eventually it burnt out, and I managed to pull the leaf spring out. Like I say, if you've got a replacement leaf spring with a that's already got a bush in it, then you know, just burn the old one out. What the hell? It's most likely going to be that perished anyway. You may as well get rid. For how much they cost, especially, you may as well just get new ones. But yes, as you can see here also, I have painted up all of the brakes. This was all off. I've replaced the axle seal inside. Yeah, I've not videoed this at all, have I? I should have done, really. I've took pictures on it, so check out Fiat Form, the thread. I'll stick a link in the description of the actual post where I've got all this in bits. You guys can have a look, see what you think of all the pictures. Leave a comment if you want, I don't know, whatever you want to do. I am using the brakes from off Beck's, the blue Sizzly, which was scrapped because it was just so far gone. Because the rear brakes on that, the slave cylinders inside this were seized. So the brake shoes had only been used as a handbrake, even though it should have come up on the safety check. I don't know why it didn't. So the brakes must have been working somewhat, but only under heavy braking, like really heavy braking. Which, you know, obviously the MOT tester only tests under really heavy braking for emergency type brakes. I know with my 4x4 up there, the Talon, when the guy slammed the handbrake up, pulled the handbrake up to check its effectiveness, the rolling road actually pushed the car off the rolling road. The handbrake was that good. It could actually come back on the MOT certificate, on the test certificate, as 100% efficiency. So, you know, absolute lockup, almost pretty much disc brake efficiency. So yeah, brilliant stuff. And that's just with playing around with rear drum brakes. You can get them eventually to a really good, to a really good level, but it takes some doing. You have to. It's all little adjustments here and there. But the drum is brand new, practically brand new, no lip on it whatsoever. It's still shiny inside. It's only rusted on the outside for some reason. I'm not sure why, but still shiny on the inside. So that's pretty much all brand new. Same goes for the shoes and the springs. They were all pretty much brand new, so yeah, not bad at all. The suspension's bump stop rest was actually rusted through, so I just filled it full of copper slip. I've got loads of those. In fact, I've got a couple over there which are not in bad nick. I could easily replace it. These bolts are a pain in the backside. I can guarantee that you will snap all of them, but probably one or two. You get one or two that doesn't snap, and then the rest do snap. Now it's not that much of a bad thing, because I actually had four spare from Beck's, because Beck's actually, I managed to snap 4 bolts on both leaf springs, but 2 bolts was always good. The 2 outer bolts on Beck's snapped, but the 2 inner bolts were fine. I think it must be where moisture and stuff gets into the threads and locks them up. But I did the usual trick of spraying them with WD, as you do, you know, penetrating fluid. But yeah, but now I've covered everything in copper slip. I've even copper slipped, you know, distance from the pads, and an effect to try and stop the bloody leaf springs from squeaking. I've actually put some copper slip in between the leaves. I'm tempted to do it here and up here as well, just to stop them from making any noise. You know, just get a screwdriver in there, just pull it down a bit, and then squeeze some, you know, copper slip in there. Yeah, I've got a bolt here, but I think it's too bloody long, to be fair. It's going in, but it's hitting the springs inside. That's it. It won't go in any further, so I'm going to have to saw it down, I think. You can see previously, look at the threads, you can see where it's been hitting something. No focus. Come on, there we go. It has been threaded previously, but I'll just saw it down to that level and it'll go in, no problem. I need to hold the damn wheel in place. Well, to hold the drum on. Let's face it, the drum's never going to fall off, not when it's got your 4 wheel bolts holding it in place. Your wheel will fall off first. But yeah, I repacked the wheel bearing full of grease as well, because it wasn't running dry or anything, but it needed it, so I just put some more grease in the bearings, just to make them last a bit longer. Bearings on these things are a pain in the backside to get hold of. You can get hold of them still, but I think the company that's out there now is shutting down, so if you've got a 4x4 Fiat Panda, buy lots and lots of rear wheel bearings, because it's not going to be able to get hold of them in the future. It'll be a specially built product, so yeah, that's not going to be very pleasant, that. But yeah, hopefully that's the rear brakes done. I've hooked up all of the handbrake cable and everything again, so that's all running fine. Yeah, I managed to weld up the hole in the back. I've cut it out and welded a plate into the hole. So now that's all nice and welded up. And that's about it really. Oh yeah, I'm starting to work on the sills now. It is starting to go dark, sadly. The sun's going down. It's not dark yet, but... Oh, falling over. I was a bit of a naughty person here and I've just undersealed it over, forgetting that there's a hole there. So I've got to cut that out really and make a plate for it. I can't really do it because I've got a hole there, a spot weld just there, which is a pain. I've got holes here, as you can see. I've got a bit there. I've got to fill in with a bit of metal. The holes, I'm just going to use them for welding through. I'm just going to weld through the holes and use them for holding the thing together, like that one there. It looks a right mess, but I'm just going to fill it full of weld. Sod it, you know, like it matters. I'm not after neatness, I'm just after effectiveness. And if the whole thing is going to be filled with waxel anyway, it's not like it's going to go rusty anytime soon. And these doors, just look at the rust on these doors. Well, that's to the effect. Right, as you can see, I'm using the most brilliant use ever for a jack, just to hold the sill skin to the level where I want it to go, just so I can weld a new bit of metal in place. Because that bit of metal there is actually half inside the sill. Rather than having the rusted bit of sill on the inside and then have the plate over it, I've got the plate inside the sill hooked into it, so the original sill bit will be on the outside, so the not rusty bit will be on the outside and the fresh metal will be on the inside. Like I say, it's all going to be filled full of waxol, so, well, engine oil, waxol and whatever else I can get my hands on. I've got a big tub there of waste oil, which would be lovely just to get what you do is you get some guttering, like off a shed or a house guttering, like that stuff up there. You lay it under the sill, and you have it going into a bucket with a fuel pump, just a standard car fuel pump from out of a fuel tank. But it works better if you heat the oil up first, obviously, because it's a bit more runny. And you just get a long fish tank hose, put it on the fuel pump, and then run it into the sill, and just keep going in and out the sill with it, you know, from inside through little holes like here. You just keep squirting oil down into it, and then what it does is, obviously, you'll get to the point where it drips out through all the drain outlets. It'll run into the sill and run down into the bucket again, and just keeps getting recycled, you know. And you just keep doing that until you get bored of doing it, really. Well, I'll tell you something, Talon's not gone rusty yet. The underseal may be flaking off, but it ain't rusting yet. It's doing really good. But yeah, anyway, I best get back to this, otherwise it's going to be going dark. So, yeah, in terms of welding wise, let's see if I can get a good view of that. Turn the camera around and have a look at me. If that's going to come out or not. So I've got holes all around here. Oh, come on, focus. Probably work if I turn the light on the camera actually. Menu, light, on. Yeah, let's see what that does. Oh, right, that's better. Alright, so as you can see, we've got some holes. Now, this bit isn't really a hole because the sill is just going to be bent back into that position, so that's not too bad. That bit there is a hole, which I will obviously address when I get to it. And as we can see, you can see there's some welding work that I've done there. That bit there, which has been welded from the inside, but I have still got to rectify it because it still looks bad. I've got to cut this outer bit out, square, and bring it to the same width of this plate, and then pull the plate out with a spot weld on it and a bolt or something, pull it out, and then seam weld down it, which is what I'm going to do. Here was a bit rough as well, I've got to sort that out, but it's not too bad. All up here isn't too bad, there's a bit of a hole there, which again I'm just going to square cut it out. there you can see through, hey. And we get down to that place where I've got to do it, and then we get to the front, which is all nice and clean. So yeah, not too bad at all. Don't know if I showed you the bit inside there or not. I don't know if I got to get into it actually. Let me turn the screen around and have a look. Alright, there we go. Yeah, so all that in there I've repaired, as you can see. That's all looking good. I've got the little plug that goes in there. You can still see my fingers. Hello. You can see a gap through the sill where I've got to weld it all back up again. Where is that actual hole anyway? Is that up here? Oh, it's here, is it? Yeah, I see it. It's right there. So it's looking through that hole there. That's looking through that hole there. So yeah, it's not too bad. Oh, cameras help so much. So I can look back on this and sit and see just exactly what I did. These videos have helped me a lot. I've been watching these videos from when I restored my first Panda. Crikey me, I don't believe how much you forget and what you did to, you know, get around the problem. It's helped me out no end. It's fantastic. That's about it really, I think. The car is looking a bit battered and bruised, but hey, that is the effect. Alright guys and girls, that's 16 minutes of blabbering away. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.